Finishers and factions catching action.
And welcome back to Finishers and Factions does the Royal Rumble 2025. What an absolute barn burner of a PLE this was. This week it will just be myself, Adam, as my normal co-host Rich is off with illness, but we will get straight in. So me and Rich already did live watch-along versions of both the women's and the men's Royal Rumble match, which you can already find uploaded. This is coming to you a touch late, which we'll apologise for. We were hoping Rich was going to recover enough to record, but he is well on the road to recovery and will be back shortly. So we just need to keep some good thoughts going for him, and he will be back soon. In the meantime, we have the rest of Royal Rumble to cover. The wrestling world does not stop, so you guys are going to have to make do with just me this week. As we already know, the Royal Rumble came to us on the 1st of February in Indianapolis, Indiana, in the Lucas Oil Stadium. This was the 38th Royal Rumble in history, with a 70,000 plus fans in attendance. This was actually the third biggest WWE gate in history, which is a phenomenal amount. But we have two matches to cover. We've got the Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens match for the WWE Championship. And we've got the 2 out of 3 falls match for the Motorcity Machine, which has the Motorcity Machine Guns facing off against current champions DIY. So we start off the pay-per-view with an in-ring promo where Stephanie McMahon comes out, does the normal bit of "Are you ready?" And what an honour it is to be in Indianapolis. Talking about WWE's growth. And yeah, we had basically Stephanie was out promoting her new show, Steph's Places, where I think the general premise is that she goes into superstars' houses as a snoop around and reports back, sort of thing. We then went into a Pat McAfee VT where he goes through the Royal Rumble concept. Those that have been here before those that have done the Royal Rumble before will know. Those that haven't done it before, watch the VT. 30 men, 30 women enter a ring to start. Every 2 minutes somebody new enters. I think we covered this at the beginning of the Royal Rumble episodes themselves, so please do go and have a listen. We then went straight into the Women's Royal Rumble. Again, we covered that one. We saw that we had a whole bunch of big names in attendance at the Royal Rumble. The Godfather brought the whole train to attendance in the in Lucas Oil Stadium, as well as Mickie James, one of my personal favourites from over the years. Kurt Angle had some fantastic outings in the Royal Rumble previously, was in attendance as well with his daughter, who's also an amateur wrestler. Could we see her in WWE in years to come? We'll only have to wait to find out. We also had a few non-wrestling names in the crowd. We had Marcus Freeman, the Notre Dame head coach. Rich would be able to probably talk you through more about that than I would. Unfortunately, I am not an NFL fan, but feel free to Google Marcus Freeman. I know I did, just to find out the bits that I know about him, which is that his name's Marcus Freeman and he's Notre Dame head coach. That is about as much as I know about the man. We also had Stephen Amell, whose most notorious role is for his role in the DC TV series Arrow. He also had some brief stints of wrestling fame as well, where he's wrestled. I believe he's wrestled at a WrestleMania, but I didn't go into the detail for that one. We then dived straight in to the first traditional match of the night. So we got the Women's Royal Rumble out the way. We all know how that one ended. We then got match 2, which was for the WWE Tag Team Championship, and was a 2 out of 3 falls match. Now, this is a unique match type. We don't see this very often outside of the Heritage Cup, and the idea is that whoever scores the best 2 out of it's a best 2 out of 3s match where they can submit pinfall. Is the accepted falls of the match, and it's whoever walks out with the most at the end is declared the winner. Now, we started with quite a lengthy VT recap, which are quite well known in WWE's PLE. PLEs, where they recap the history of what brought us to this point. This was the Motor City Machine Guns Championship rematch, as far as I'm aware. They lost it to DIY before the Netflix era began, and it showed. I was actually quite surprised. They showed a wide shot where during this match there were quite a few empty seats. Now, I don't know if this was people that hadn't arrived yet. If they had, they'd already missed a good majority, or if it was people who had just come to watch the Rumble matches and weren't really that fussed about these other championship matches, which will have huge ramifications on storylines to come, or maybe just loads of people decided to go and take a bathroom break, grab some refreshments. But really odd to see so many empty seats in the arena. But what a match this was. I mean, Motor City Machine Guns seemed to take control pretty early on, which is very much their MO as it goes with the Royal Rumble, or with their matches, sorry. And we see Motor City Machine Guns pull out a lot of their classic moves early on in the match, which to me didn't really seem like a good way or a good sign. As we see Motor City Machine Guns pull out these classic moves like the suicide dive through the ropes and everything along those lines, once they're on a winning streak, once they're about to finally secure that dub. And we saw these early on, so I think this sort of told the tale of the tape as we saw it, if you looked into it in that much detail. But yeah, I mean, this became personal really quickly, as we know from previous weeks gone by. DIY have done everything within their power to try and rig the match endings that they've had, and most recently, as this week has gone by, they've had a 8-man tag team match where they teamed up with Pretty Deadly, a team that they've used to their advantage on a number of different occasions. But no such luck this evening at the end of that match. Pretty Deadly said, "You're on your own. You get this done, and we'll go from there." But first fall came pretty quickly. Was awarded to DIY after, I will be honest, a genius fake tag maneuver between Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, where Alex Shelley's focus on Gargano, where Ciampa was the legal man. So yeah, DIY showed early dominance in this match, which was actually quite nice to see, as we tend to see the challenger coming out quite quickly in these match types, trying to really wear down the champion. So for the defending champions to pull that first fall was a really nice thing to see. I mean, there were some other rather underhanded tactics that were used during this match. Ciampa ducked under the ring to sneak up on Sabin. Sneak up on Sabin, then distracts the ref, who doesn't see Shelley tag Sabin, and Sabin sort of argues while Alex Shelley, bless him, is absolutely laid to waste by the defending champs. I mean, Shelley does get his own back on Ciampa with a phenomenal DDT on the apron, which is bound to have rattled Ciampa's bell there. And then we see off a Skull and Bones, Motor City Machine Guns secure the second fall. This brings them to 1 each. Sabre not, and the match sort of continues from there. So it comes down to the absolute last fall. So Sabre knocks Ciampa off the top turnbuckle into a tree of woe. Now, for sort of new wrestling fans that are coming to this, the tree of woe is an instance where a wrestler is hung by the rope upside down, where one of their ankles is hooked in over the top turnbuckle, and they are left pretty much defenseless while their opponent is able to do pretty much anything they want. It's not a nice position to be in, I'm sure, but this is where Chris Sabin found himself and was subjected to a sequence of missile drop kicks and sort of launching Johnny Gargano and just having the tag champions just completely go absolute ape on them. I've got to admit, one of the bits and pieces that I saw here was Ciampa with a setup for a power bomb, which was converted into a backbreaker for a near fall on Sabin, which was a phenomenal bit of business. It was really impressive to watch. And only a few more high spots as we end the match here. It's a case that Motor City Machine Guns hit a beautiful powerbomb stroke blockbuster on Tommaso Ciampa from up high for a near fall on Ciampa, and the headline of this match, realistically, Motor City Machine Guns look to have the win, but you see the Street Profits, who have been out on injury for quite a while now, come running in, absolutely assault them with crutches, the same crutches that they've had to be using since they were put on the injured list, and just absolutely decimate Motor City Machine Guns and allow DIY to retain. But the Street Profits are not done there. They are not showing any allegiance, because they go and take that exact same ferocity to DIY after the match ends. They are coming in hot off this match, and we will have to wait and see exactly how that all sort of plays out and comes out in the wash for it. But it'll be exciting to see where the tag team championship sort of goes from here, and we'll be here to report all of that as it comes in. Now, we come to a section of the podcast that we always do, because WWE always include it in their programming, and it's some facts about where they are, whether that's Indiana. Whether that's in Indiana, Indianapolis, or just the stadium that they're in. Now, they included some facts about Lucas Oil Field, which was that it's hosted a Super Bowl, the Super Bowl 46, that was in 2012, an NBA All-Star Saturday 2024. They've hosted 3 Final Fours, 1 CFB National Championship, the US Olympic Swimming Team Trials in 2024 were held there, an NFL Combine, and an NCAA Men's Basketball National Championship in 2015. This is an all-sport arena, but it's an all-sport arena that has the exterior facade is open, exposed brick, and is made up of over 980,000 bricks. I mean, just think how much the bricklayers would have got paid per brick to lay that exterior facade. And of course, Lucas Oil Field is the home of the NFL's Indianapolis Colts. And again, not a huge sort of football fan. It's something that I don't know a massive amount about, so I'm not going to sit here and try and sort of wax lyrical around that one. We then treated to see that a few other former superstars and celebrities are in attendance. We have Ron Simmons, damn, in attendance. We've got Rick Steiner, Rob Van Dam, the whole effing show. Just a few former names. I mean, some real hard-hitting Hall of Famers there. And we've got Bilal Muhammad, the UFC welterweight champion, in attendance as well as John Mellencamp, a Grammy award-winning singer-songwriter. Now, I did some research along John Mellencamp, and I'm not going to lie, I don't know him. I've never heard of him. I'm sure he is a phenomenal singer-songwriter, but I just do not know who that man is. So, I'm not going to try and tell you who he is, what he's written, or anything like that, just because, honestly, I don't think I've ever heard any of his music. So, we're going to come to a close on that particular part. Now, the next bit that we come to is the men's WWE Championship match. This was a ladder match. Now, again, for anybody that's new to the professional wrestling world, ladder match is a classic match type which sees the championship, in this case, suspended from the top, from sort of a rigging apparatus above the ring. The only way to reach this is to set up a ladder, ascend the ladder, and the winner of the match is the person that brings the title back to Earth. And in this match, we saw Cody Rhodes as defending champion, the American Nightmare, versus Kevin Owens, KO. Now, we did another sort of VT recap. Because it's a championship match, we need to make sure we know where we're going with it. But this match was put together, this match sort of culminated in Kevin Owens sort of deluding himself, running around thinking he's the champion because he managed to get the Winged Eagle title, the historic title belt that even Cody Rhodes' dad, the late great Dusty Rhodes, American Dream, had won back in his heyday. It was bought out of retirement, supposedly for one night only, for a Saturday night's main event back in December. Cody Rhodes lost that title to Kevin Owens. But this did not make Kevin Owens an official champion, no matter what Kevin Owens was going around professing to everybody. Now, original stipulations for this match that was both titles were going to be suspended from, both title belts were going to be suspended from up high. Now, in Friday Night SmackDown, Kevin Owens decided he didn't like this stipulation, came into the ring, removed the Winged Eagle's title from the rigging apparatus and took his toys and went home, basically. So he enters the ring with his Winged Eagle Championship. Now, this is Kevin Owens' 10th career ladder match. The stipulation was that they were both supposed to be stripped of their belts. This was broken by KO on Friday night. Now, we didn't actually see Cody Rhodes have his belt returned. So for Cody to walk out with his belt as well, I mean, it only seemed fair, but there seemed to be a bit of discontinuity there for the story. I would have thought they would have kept, I suppose it's part of the pomp and circumstance of a ladder match that they take the belt off the champion, suspend the belt above the ring, they send it up high, it's all ooh and ah. But yeah, it felt a bit it didn't feel like there was a lot of continuity in the storyline for me there. Now, we were told that Cody Rhodes, up to this point, had been champion for 300 days, and that this match was his 8th title defense. And it was last defended at Saturday night's main event in December versus Kevin Owens, which was where Kevin Owens picked up the Winged Eagle title. And Cody sort of a thumb in his nose at superstition here on his way to the ring, as he decides he's going to pass under an open ladder on his entrance. And do you know what? I'm not a horrendously superstitious person as it goes, but I actually enjoyed this a little bit. It was quite nice to see, because wrestlers historically, if you look back at some of the big names, have all been very sort of superstitious people. They've all got their own little sort of good luck rituals that they do before a big match or anything like that. And to thumb your nose at superstition in such a blatant way is it would be previously unheard of by the boys in the back. So it was nice to see. But this match started as we all sort of knew it would. There's been a lot of animosity building between KO and Cody Rhodes on the run-up to this match. And, yeah, they don't disappoint, let's face it. It's, there are spots where Cody's attempting to suplex Owens through the ladder. Cody takes a beer off a member of the crowd and throws it in Kevin Owens' face. This is not a match. This was an absolute war. They put each other through. Nothing is off limits in this match. It is a no DQ style. The ladders can be used as weapons. Other things can be brought in as weapons as well. The ref is only really there to ensure that the title is brought back down to earth and that nobody ends up dead, basically. It has been in the past an absolutely brutal match type. And we see that Kevin Owens is sort of the first to attempt a climb. Obviously doesn't go to plan, otherwise this would be a really, really short match for a PLE. And ain't no way they're about to do that to us. So, the crowd start chanting about wanting tables and everything along those lines. It's a mini ladder is playing a massive part. They've got a step ladder. This thing was never going to be used to obtain the title. This was put there to be used This was put here to be used as a way to do some serious harm, and do some serious harm. It certainly does. Cody ends up at one point making a climb. Looks like he's going to get the title. He's hanging from the title from the top of the ring. And we've seen people win ladder match types with this in the past. Not just in WWE, but in other match promotions as well. Cody attempting a diving DDT, but was reversed into a powerbomb by KO. These guys absolutely went hell for leather against one another. And I'll be honest, I was here for every last minute of it. I truly enjoyed this match type. And the crowd seemed that they were really getting behind it. Not just were they chanting for tables, they were sort of split, which surprised me because Kevin Owens has not been getting the nicest of receptions up to this point. But we've got the crowd chanting, "Let's go, Kevin! Let's go, Cody!" And just absolute mayhem in the Lucas Oil field. Kevin Owens being his normal sort of heel, disrespectful self. Props to Kevin Owens. He plays a phenomenal heel part, and really does the part justice. It's really nice to see. He mocks Dusty then uses the ring the ring rung on Cody. Really sort of suckers Cody in for it. I mean, KO even goes for his patented package pile driver, which Cody countered with a back body drop onto an upturned ladder, which, I mean, it looked brutal when it happened, and yeah, I don't think it did Kevin Owens any good, and will not do Kevin Owens any good in the long run. Kevin Owens viciously slams the back of Cody's head off a ladder wedged between the bottom and middle turnbuckle. I mean, as I said, these guys absolutely went hell for leather. KO superplexes Cody onto another ladder, and officials come out to see if the match can continue. There were points of this match where even WWE officials were like, "Are these guys still alive? Are they gonna survive? Are we gonna have to inform widows here?" And yeah, I mean, at some point we've seen a lot where, I mean, if you've watched WWE for a long time, you know Kevin Owens has had an on again, off again best friendship with one Sami Zayn. Who comes out to check on his friend? Not just Kevin Owens though, because Sami Zayn is also friends with Cody Rhodes, and this has caused some contention between Kevin and Cody. It's a whole twisted mess of wires trying to get into this for it. Kevin Owens eventually ends up getting some colour after being bounced repeatedly off that reinforced announce desk, as they keep sort of harping on about. I think they're trying to really put across the point that we're not going to see that many superstars go through the announce desk anymore. And Cody, at this point in the match, they are beaten, they are broken. It's a wonder that either of them are still standing at this point. Cody hits a desperation crossroads. Kevin Owens ends up hitting a low blow to Rhodes. KO tries the package pole driver again, which is reversed into an Alabama slammer through a ladder off the announce desk. And this was the scene that, if you've seen social media since the event, you will have seen so many times before. This is Kevin Owens being absolutely folded in two, intertwined with this ladder, and the man wasn't moving. He genuinely was not moving, and this was the point in the match where Rhodes re-enters the ring, climbs the ladder, brings down the title to retain and remains the WWE heavyweight the WWE champion. And yeah, it's a case that Rhodes even went as far as to say, you know what, this is done, I'm drawing a line under it. Celebrates the win over standing over Owens' lifeless body. And I mean, it was a sight to behold, watching Cody Rhodes sort of stand over this man's lifeless body, and no hint of remorse in the champion. As well he shouldn't. This got personal, this was visceral, and it was a fantastic story told by both Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes. But yeah, I mean, two traditional match types or two traditional matchups in this PLE, as the Royal Rumble is always there about the Rumble match. So we had a small VT about a new developmental show that that WWE are bringing in, and it's WWE Evolve premiering on Tubi, which is a free streaming platform. So if you guys are interested in seeing the next generation of NXT, go and find Tubi, spelt TUBI. And this will be uploaded on Wednesday nights to basically, it looks like it's in direct competition with All Elite Wrestling, or as we all know it, AEW. But yeah, this sort of brings us to the end of our Royal Rumble coverage. And do you know what? I've really enjoyed the Rumble. I always really enjoy the Rumble, but I've really enjoyed the Rumble this year. There's been a few questionable decisions, which you will have heard me be very vocal about. And I'm not sure that WWE have done the best thing in some of those decisions. Me and Rich would love to hear about what you guys think. We are in the process of setting up social medias for the podcast moving forward. But please get in touch. We've got an email address. It's finishersandfactions@gmail.com. Drop us an email. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you think of the podcast, of the matches you've seen. If there's any matches that we need to go away and watch and you'd like our comment on, drop us that email. We're going to be we're looking for ideas for some short form content for some other social media platforms, which I will be more than happy to take a look at and see what we can do. Now, the next time, obviously, we will be releasing an episode is for Finishers and Factions does Monday Night Raw, the Raw that follows the Royal Rumble. And this is where we will get all of the fallout of tonight and everything else that goes along with it. But for now, I've been Adam, and this has been Finishers and Factions does the Royal Rumble. Thank you for sticking around. Come back soon to catch some action.